Now, yesterday, many of us watched the funeral of one of SA's political giants, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. It marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. Now, UKZN Academic in the School of Politics, Sakhile Hadebe, joins me to speak more on this. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Sakhile. Let's perhaps start here by looking at how, in your opinion, the impact of his legacy will continue to shape the discourse and developments in South African politics.
Thank you very much, and morning to you too and your viewers at home. Maybe first one must start by saying, indeed, it was a befitting send-off for the chief of the Buthelezi clan. As you have already alluded, that yesterday marked the end of era and the new beginning and the new chapter, especially for his party, the IFP, because now it's have to learn to live without its leader for the very first time, and not just any leader, but the founder of the organization, who has been at the helm from day one in 1975 to 2019. But it's not just 2019, because even after 2019, when he stepped down to allow for Hlabisa to lead, he has always been there, hands-on in terms of advice and intervention. So it's going to be very hard for the organization itself. And his departure will, after all, have a negative impact on the party itself, because one of the things is that next year we are going to elections. This will not affect only his party, the IFP, but the political landscape in KZN, and consequently in the country, because KZN is one of the biggest provinces. What I think will happen next year is that IFP is likely to get more votes because of the departure of Chief Buthelezi. Not that alone. We've already seen them winning by elections, but I think that it's going to be a factor. We will have something like a campaign which will go like, do it for Umtwana, do it for Shenge. So I term that a sympathy vote. I think in the next year's elections, the departure of the Prince Buthelezi is going to put the IFP in polls.
Yes.
However, that it won't end there, because we need to go beyond elections. Political landscape goes beyond elections. I think they will have a hard time, the IFP itself, in terms of being able to adapt and live after the departure of Prince Buthelezi.
Now, Sakhile, let's perhaps quickly look at this. We heard yesterday Prince Buthelezi's son said that leading up to his death, a few days before he passed on, he was asked what are some of his regrets. One of them being that he was not able to facilitate reconciliation between the IFP and the ANC. In your opinion, is it plausible that we could ever see a reunion between the ANC and the IFP?
In my view, I've been hearing Buthelezi for some time now talking about reconciliation and him wanting to die member of the ANC. I don't think that is something really possible to happen. I will tell you why. One, many things happened in KZN, especially, and some parts of Gauteng. The problem is that there is no remorse on the side of Buthelezi. There was never a remorse. He had never apologized to anyone for the misdeed he did in the 90s and in the late 80s. We all know what happened, the violence, the massacres, the killings in the camps, the hit squads, Washobashobane, 7 Day, or you can name them. But he had a chance to come clean before the TRC, and they did not do that, even when there was scores of evidence and implicating him. So it did not come clean and apologize. So there can be no reconciliation between the organizations when there is none in the society, and the chance was there. So to say now, because I think it was a dead wish, so to speak. It was a dead wish because he was now old and no longer have power to go on fight, and it was evident that he was going to departure anytime soon. So it was more of a rhetoric and a dead wish. And anyway, if you live long enough, you get a chance to tell tales to your children and your grandchildren. So I don't think it was ever about reconciliation, because true reconciliation would mean that you have to show remorse, even at the court of law. Even if criminal case, if you show remorse, then there's a possibility that you get a lighter sentence. I think we all know this. On Shenge's side, was never a remorse until the very last hour or minutes.
Thank you so much for your time today. The UKZN Academic in the School of Politics, Sakhile Hadebe, calling that dying wish of the ANC and the IFP to reunite a tale.